Greetings all, the Council of Leakers have been hard at work again, bringing us some awesome new news and leaks. It's me from the editing booth here. Now I know there have been images of the molded Pikachu and Eevee, as well as the Shrek CMF and that Doom bust, but I don't know if they're safe to actually show you because LEGO has been a bit heavy-handed recently with the ban hammer, and I would like my channel to remain strike-free. If you want to see them, then check out the usual suspects who are much braver than I am. There are also a few extra late additions to the video. We got our first official look at the LEGO Icons X-Files set thanks to a WhatsApp seller. Looking at this quickly, it doesn't look like too much has changed from the original submission, and I think it looks pretty darn good. And remember those awesome F1 CMF cards that were super popular and everyone really liked and had nothing negative to say about them? Well, good news, we've got another wave of them coming out in next April or May. And then thanks to Unibricks, we've got another LEGO Star Wars set to talk about. Set 75477, Star Wars minifigure scene, priced at $70. This will be coming out in next April, and will have minifigures of Luke, Leia, Darth Vader, and that concept art C-3PO. It will apparently have a small base for the minifigures to stand, and different sections will represent planets seen throughout the original trilogy. The background of this set will apparently have the Death Star, Millennium Falcon, an X-Wing, and a TIE Fighter, and the front of it will display the 50th anniversary logo. So hopefully this one looks pretty decent, I like the sound of it. Plus we've got our first information on a LEGO Marvel Doomsday set. 76347, Sentinel Battle. 433 pieces priced at $60, this will be coming out in October 2026. This will of course include a brick-built Sentinel, possibly very similar to the one that we saw in the X-Mansion set. It will have a display base, and will feature a damaged Sentinel head and an X-Mansion sign. Getting a standalone Sentinel is absolutely awesome, but looking at the minifigure list, I think this set might fly off the shelves for a few different reasons. So first up, there will be a Dr. Doom minifigure, and at this point I'm wondering if he's going to be present in all of these sets, and if they're going to be different versions of him, or if it's just going to be the same one. We've got 4, Mystique appearing for the first time, Mr. Fantastic, Magneto, and then Magnificent Nightcrawler also making his appearance for the first time in LEGO form. Yeah, I think this might be one of those sets that I'll buy straight away. Lots of good minifigures, and I really want a Sentinel to go in my LEGO city. Anyway, on with the show. Started off with my personal favourite, Pokémon. Yes, Pokémon, but this time, minifigures. And thanks to Max Bout, we've got our full title of that brick-built Pokeball. It's called, drumroll please, Iconic Trainer Moments. Well, that's not exactly the catchiest title in the entire world, but it will have minifigures of Red, Professor Oak, and a Picnica, which is a type of trainer that you could battle in Generation 1. And as an added bonus, we have a rough idea of what this set will look like, thanks to Unibricks. They made a quick sketch of it, and by using the power of imagination, and some dodgy use of Photoshop, this is kind of what you'll be getting. I'm still unsure if the Pokeball is going to open up, or do anything else other than stand on this leaf display, but we'll have to wait and see. It's important to note that this set will also have the molded Pikachu and Eevee. I'm looking forward to seeing what this set has to offer, and if Iconic Trainer Moments is a one and done thing, or if it turns out to be another sub-theme running alongside the main Pokemon theme. But wait, there's more, yes, more. Red is getting an upscaled version of himself, set 40868. Upscaled Red Minifigure. 930 pieces, priced at $100. I highly doubt that this will come with any minifigures, but if LEGO wants to prove me wrong, please do. There are also rumours of a new LEGO Icons set, 11383 Manor. This will have 1,420 pieces, priced at $110, and should be coming out on the 1st of September. Now, there are 2 titles for this currently floating around on the internet. One's calling it the Mayor's House, the other is calling it the Haunted Mayor's House. Either way, according to the description that we've been given, this will be a 2-story grey house with a black roof. The ground floor will have stained glass windows, and the walls of the upper floor are partially crooked. There's also an old gnarled tree at the front of the house, and the whole thing is styled in some sort of gothic architecture. Plus the whole thing is open from the back so you can access all the different rooms inside the build, and there will be minifigures of the mayor, a butler, and a maid, who are apparently, or may not be, monsters. All in all, it sounds a pretty good set. Sticking with the LEGO leaks, but this time moving on to Unibricks as a source, we've got an array of new LEGO leaks from Zootopia, Winnie the Pooh, and Fortnite. All of these sets will be coming out in January, but unfortunately we have no piece count for these at this current moment in time. First up, LEGO Fortnite, getting 2 new sets, 77088 Guaco's Tacos for $20, and set 77084 P1000 for $100. We all know I know very little of Fortnite, so I cannot really comment on what these are, other than what a quick Google search kind of provides me. I assume Guaco's Tacos will be similar to one of the Durr Burger sets, and as for the P1000, I'm going to assume this is going to be another mecha style build, hopefully with a new Peony minifigure to go with it. Then Harry Potter is getting another 2 sets, but no, these are not going to be based on the TV show, these are going to be based on the books and the movies. We have set 76479, Harry Potter meets Dobby for $15, 76483, First Year at Hogwarts Castle, $110, and lastly, LEGO Disney is getting another 2 sets. And more importantly, one of them is Zootopia themed. First up is set 43325, Buildable Eel, $150. I'm making the assumption this will scale with the previous Winnie the Pooh builds that we saw earlier this year. And set 43332, Buildable Judy and Nick, $60. At last, our first Zootopia set.
That's good.
But it's a buildable character.
That's bad.
Well, at least we got one finally. It's better late than never, I guess.
That's good.
And thanks to Leaker984, we got our first look at one of the new SpongeBob minifigures, Patrick Star from set 11386, SpongeBob Conch Street, which should be out in September or November time. Personally, I think it's a decent upgrade from the original, and it definitely looks more like Patrick Star. And even from this blurry image, you can see we've got a decent amount of detailing on the figure. Plus, I do like that black lining surrounding the shorts. It kind of makes it look like he came straight out of the cartoon. And thanks to BrickTap and an unknown Facebook group, we got our first look at the new LEGO DC Batman from set 76355, Batman Returns, Batmobile. Now, it's important to note that this is one of the larger display pieces, not the smaller minifigure sized ones. Yes, it does kind of give off third-party minifigure vibes, but honestly, I like it. The cape nearly covers the whole character, and you've got 2 expressions, the normal Batman scowl, and the other one is a more shocked look. Plus, you can't turn a minifigure's head with the cowl and cape on, which actually makes it more accurate to the movie. Of course, the only thing I don't like is the price of the set, but eventually these minifigures show up elsewhere, so I guess we'll just play the waiting game. On the official reveal side of things, we've got that brick-built Boba Fett, which again, I think looks pretty cool. And then all 5 of those Olivia Rodrigo sets have been revealed as well. I still don't know who she is. Plus, we've got a look at the new range of Halloween sets coming out this year. Love the Skull one, I think that is my favourite out of all of them. And we seem to have a combo pack made up of last year's Halloween sets, which is great to pick up if you didn't get any. And we have the adorable LEGO Creator 3-in-1 Red Panda, which has also been revealed. Moving on to other news in the brick-built world, Bricks and Minifigs announced on the 29th of June it's going to give the Mansell family all remaining items from its closed Oregon store, plus additional compensation for the missing pieces from the 780 sets. And 1,200 minifigures. We all know this dispute started way back in 2023 under a package deal with a former manager, but then the new owners denied any knowledge of the deal, and then that set out the events of court judgments, a viral YouTube expose, and a federal lawsuit. Hopefully, this will all be settled, and then we can never deal with bricks and minifigures again. That's kind of what I hope. And with that, we have reached the end of the video. What sets are you looking forward to the most? Let me know in the comments down below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. And I hope you have a most wonderful day. Bye.